Alright then, ladies and gents, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So we are going to cover Kaspa, its recent price action, couple of tweets for Kaspa, and of course we are going to look at overall market. We are going to check BTC's charts and altcoin charts as well. Guys, if you are new to the channel, please consider subscribing, and a quick disclaimer that this video is not financial advice. But right, let's hop into Kaspa itself. So first things first, that is a 4-hourly chart, and let's see what Kaspa is actually doing. Regarding that cap and handle, right, let me actually draw it one more time. I know that some of you are disappointed and you're probably thinking that we are going to see the pump right away. However, now that would be kind of too beautiful that you're going to see that pattern, right? And then you're going to see upside potential for a Kaspa, right? So like technically the potential target would be, let me actually zoom it out a little bit, would be 16 cents, etc. However, many people are probably seeing that as well, and obviously they're over leveraging themselves. That's why most likely, I'm not sure, but that makes sense to me, market makers are doing that bearish fake out, right? And then they are liquidating those leverages, and then as you guys can see, we do have a pump. Of course, Bitcoin's recent pump also contributed to that Kaspa's pump. Nevertheless, we do have a bullish recovery. However, one thing to note is that on 4-hourly RSI we are going to most likely experience that bearish cross, and what will come with that, I would see it as a retest of that level of 11 cents as a support. Now let's actually switch it to the daily time frame, and let's see what is going on a daily time frame, guys. So let me actually delete that lovely cap and handle and my beloved coffee. So now we could technically argue that Kaspa did broke this downtrend. However, if I'm going to do exactly the same thing, and I'm, let's say, going to draw that downtrend from all-time highs for Kaspa, we could technically argue that Kaspa still haven't broke out of that bear trend. So we are, I believe, are sitting at a very critical point now for Kaspa, and if we are going to see Kaspa bouncing out of that downtrend, that is going to be definitely more bullish outlook for Kaspa. And now, yes, on a daily, technically we are experiencing a bullish cross on RSI. However, that could also turn into the pullback as well, so I wouldn't necessarily rely on that 100%. However, one thing to note is that on a weekly we have fully experienced that bullish cross for Kaspa. So now what I'm thinking, so now I'm not thinking that Kaspa is going to see a huge pump like Bitcoin did yesterday. However, there is definitely much more bullish outlook for Kaspa in coming weeks. And now actually let's throw a rainbow chart for Kaspa. So as you guys can see, we are pretty much holding that rainbow. Lower levels, well, we have dipped a little bit. However, we are still holding on the lower level band for a rainbow. So if it comes to Rust migration, we are sitting at 61.6%. That is great. And now let's have a look what Miko Geno has to say about Kaspa. There is a reason my entire page is dedicated to Kaspa. I have zero interest in holding any other project. Kaspa has solved the trilemma. Out of 13,000 other cryptos, or possibly even more, Kaspa is one of the two that follows power law, which predicts $100 in 2032. Why would I hold anything else? Guys, I do agree with this guy, because if we are going to look at emission schedule, and I'm not going to show you in this video, maybe in the next one, but if you are going to look at emission schedule, even if we are going to exclude the possibility of things that are going to be built on Kaspa, that is going to drive more liquidity towards the projects, obviously. But besides that, Kaspa is proof of work, and by fundamentals, it works exactly the same like a Bitcoin. So I'm going to show you that emission schedule chart actually today. And now, guys, this is basically what's going on. That's the reason why I'm always saying that the next reduction is going to be at this particular date, etc. Because as you guys can see, later on, mining Kaspa is going to be much more difficult. So Kaspa is definitely much better crypto to hold for a long term. So now I will tell you what is my strategy. Of course, everybody is going to have a different strategy about Kaspa and in general in crypto, but my strategy is that obviously I am spread across different coins because I would like to roll these profits into Bitcoin and Kaspa, and of course, withdraw some profits as well. So everybody is going to have a different game. But let's actually have a look what's going on. So the current reward is 110 Kaspa. Next reward is going to be 104. Next reduction is scheduled in 19 days. Hash rate is currently sitting at 240 terahash per second, and the highest hash rate was sitting at 265 per hash per second. So guys, look at the hash rate, baby. I know that you guys like that line. And now actually let's have a look at bubbles in general, because as you guys can see, Bitcoin recovering just a little bit, not mentioning about the pump towards 100k, and look how altcoins are flying. That is phenomenal if you guys holding strong projects, you know, strong altcoins like Kaspa, for example. And I know Kaspa isn't pumping the same as these altcoins are, but I do really believe that Kaspa is going to see much bigger pumps. But anyways, even on a daily, Kaspa actually is pumping 7.8%. Anyways, let's have a look at ETFs. So big day if it comes to ETFs, because we are sitting at 303 million USD of positive inflows from yesterday. And funny enough, BlackRock haven't purchased anything. So guys, things are pretty much turning around towards our favor, I believe. But anyways, let's check liquidity. So that is Binance. Obviously, they have the biggest trading volume, and that is a monthly chart. So if you have been following my previous Pepe update from yesterday, you saw that there were significant levels of liquidity in that area. And now, you know, we have one line. So obviously that makes sense to me that price is going to go towards liquidity sooner or later. And at the moment, you know, we do have the liquidity above 66,000 USD for BTC. So obviously that is going to pull the market upwards, I believe. But now let's check what Trader Turning Rate has to say. That is a 3-daily chart, guys. The coming Bitcoin rally will reach 100,000 USD. The structure of consolidation and falling wedge have been identified since the beginning of this bull run. Are you ready for it? Guys, let me know if you're ready in the comments down below. But we can clearly see that this price action is no different to the previous one, right? Price of BTC and in general price of your crypto is basically playing on your emotions. That's why we do have to stay focused and be educated. Anyways, let's have a look at this chart. So that is a 12-hourly chart for BTC. So shout out to El Crypto Pro. 2 days later, big green candle for BTC. Not to sound arrogant, but I told you so. Did you listen? And yes, guys, of course, these price prediction and technical analysis don't necessarily always 100%, you know, are accurate. But this time El Crypto Prof was accurate, and also that makes sense to me, you know, because these price action, these sideways movements are the wars. They are playing on your emotions. So guys, as you can see right now, we are experiencing pump on altcoins and on BTC, obviously. But now what will happen if we would see another pullback, right? People are going to get emotionally wrecked, and probably they are going to sell because they don't have conviction. But I hope you have, guys. But anyways, let's have a look at this chart. So shout out to Yoda. Altcoins rally is just upon us. I don't think 2024 will disappoint us. It's playing with our patience. That's all. So guys, that is a total crypto market cap excluding Bitcoin on a weekly chart, right? So we are still below these levels, very important levels that obviously are leading us back to the previous cycle, not mentioning about previous all-time highs. So I do think that Kaspa still have some room to grow. And now let's have a look what the Scalping Pro has to say. So let's first of all cover the previous bull cycle. As you guys can see, this is the time when everybody was thinking, oh no, crypto is the scam, right? It's always like that. Then we had a breakout out of that, you know, bearish momentum, bearish accumulation, whatever. And then we had the sideways price action, and then boom, uptrend, right? So let's have a look, you know, this cycle. So exactly the same. Crypto is the scam. You know, crypto is not going to ever going to print gains, etc. This is what people were thinking a year and a half ago, around 2 years ago, and look at what is going on. So if you guys are going to look, this is exactly the same. So what I would say, probability towards the upside is definitely much bigger than probability towards the downside. And now let's have a look at this chart. So that is total crypto market cap excluding BTC on a daily chart. Watch your altcoins fly soon. I have shared this chart in the last few days. Descending bonding wedge is still in play, one of my favorite patterns. As I said, I expect the second half of May to be exciting. So guys, let's have a look at RSI first of all, right? So RSI broke above the downtrend and found the support and retesting that, you know, let's say resistance as a support right now. And we do have the bullish momentum over here on altcoins. And if we are going to compare it to the price action, that kind of adds up. Of course, it's not going to go in a straight up line. That's why we do have to be patient, I believe. So altcoins are looking good for another leg up, the Scalping Pro is saying. So guys, again, let's have a look at RSI. So obviously we do have diminishing returns every single cycle. That's why, you know, that trend is going slightly downwards, if you guys can see. However, that doesn't change the fact of how much of gains altcoins can still print, right? We are nowhere near if it comes to RSI levels on a monthly chart for altcoins, you know, in comparison to the previous cycle. So, you know, I would just still hold my horses and just be patient. That's what I'm doing. I'm not telling you what you should do. You know, you should figure out what you should do on your own, but I'm telling you that I'm just chilling basically. So we've got this orange box, and after this boring orange box price, sideways price action, no sense, you know, etc., we had a proper pump, just like right now. So now the question, can we still pull back a little bit in that orange boring box? I believe we can. I don't think we will, but it's definitely possible. However, upside potential is definitely much bigger than the downside. Ladies and gents, please be patient and take your profits along the way. Peace and love, crypto.